Gratitude.
Ownership.
Leadership.
Discipline.
All right, we're back. Back. Big win, and actually, I'm happy to say it wasn't as big a win as it could have been.
Sure.
I thought you did, and the team did a really good job.
I appreciate that.
Calling off the dogs, and they still played. I kind of knew after the first couple plays that it was going to be maybe not as challenging of a night. I did make on the broadcast that I was happy to see that all the Capitol Hill players at the fourth quarter, they didn't have hands on their hips.
Right.
They were lining up, and they were still putting in 100%.
Right.
So I had a lot of respect for that program and what's going on there. And I felt that players on the field had a lot of respect. So talk a little bit about that.
It did. I mean, we talk about those guys a lot leading up to that game, within our program, just about, what's more difficult. Sometimes we as coaches or, or players, you can kind of, get down if, this didn't go your way or that didn't go your way, and at Choctaw, you have a chance to compete for state championship every year, a chance to compete for district championships every year. And I'm like, imagine you're these guys that don't have a whole lot of opportunities as far as wins go, but they continue to show up, they continue to fight, they continue to, show up to practice and work hard and give it their all in games. And I have a great deal of respect for them. I mean, that's very difficult to do. To me, that's being a champion. That's what a champion does, and those kids and coaches are tough and, are fighting the good fight and continuing to work for kids and understand that football is bigger than what's on the scoreboard. And those guys get something out of it, obviously love the game, or they wouldn't be out there. And so, we talked a lot about that throughout the week and just how much respect I had for them, how much respect our kids had for them. But with that said, I told our kids that, our job is to play gold standard football no matter what, no matter who you're playing. Whether you're playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or you're playing Capitol Hill, you have one speed. And so when you're out there, you give everything that you have. And to me, that honors the game, that honors them, that honors yourself and the program, by doing that. But with that said, we didn't want to make it where, you're rubbing someone's face in it or anything like that. We wanted to, give them our very best. And then, as you said, get a lot of guys in, a lot of guys playing experience and things like that. And we're able to do those things.
Yeah, and it was a fairly clean game as far as very low in penalties.
Right.
And so that was nice to see because you could see that you worked on that a little bit and made some adjustments.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that was nice to see. That's probably all I got to say about that. Let's talk about, and I might have limited highlights, so there'll be some good highlights. But again, let's talk about Deer Creek this week, and from the fan perspective, from the broadcaster perspective. The two biggest games in 6A2 are going to be Deer Creek Choctaw, Stillwater Muskogee. Those are the two that everybody's looking at. Just talk to me about a little bit of the Deer Creek rivalry. And, could it seem like we both kind of grew up together from teams that didn't win to now all of a sudden competing for the silver ball, gold ball?
Sure. Deer Creek's been good. When they're in 5A, they competed for gold balls and have been good for quite a while. And they've kind of caught their breath, if you will, in 6A, and have done a really good job. Coach Stanley's a really good coach. Coach Steve Nill, defense coordinator, is a really good coach. They've done a great job just kind of resurrecting that program and keeping it going. And I'm always hesitant about a rivalry. I focus on us. We're worried about us. Our rivalry is against us. And so they're the next on the schedule. We want to win that game, no matter who it is. But obviously, have a great deal of respect for their program, and they have done a great job. And if you look at throughout the middle school every year, it's typically, Choctaw, Deer Creek, Stillwater, and then now you're kind of seeing that all the way up into high school, so that's not unfamiliar. And those guys have, like I said, done a good job with that program and obviously beat us a year ago in the playoffs, and knocked us out and, went on, as you said, to get, the silver ball a year ago and have done a really good job. And they're really good again this year, and we knew that. But I focus on the opportunity that we have with our kids, and and I get really excited this week, because I love having the opportunity to play in big games.
Oh yeah.
And you talk about, I tell our kids all the time, there's so many programs where a kid never has an opportunity to play in a big game. And this one we have on TV, most importantly, Jacket TV, right?
Yes.
Number one, baby, number one, right? Tune in here, no matter what.
But we are okay that the fact that Cox is going to be out there.
We'll allow it sometimes.
Actually, there's not enough box space for all the people that want to be out there.
Kick them out.
Well, they're going to have to be, but again, Jackie TV has the priority, but then,
Right, absolutely it does.
but of course we're gonna have
Yeah.
Cox and we're gonna
Yeah.
have
You
Antler Vision out there too.
you don't once you become big time, you don't forget about the day one,
We'll-
right? The guys that have been with us since the jump. So
We've been. This is our 9th season.
absolutely. So
been
so
very
fans
exciting.
don't forget that, and
No.
don't let some glitz and glamour come in and try to steal some original thunder here. But
But it doesn't hurt our feelings if you want to watch big time, because you can watch us,
absolutely,
afterwards, yeah.
But with that said, finish thought, it's just it's cool. You get a chance to play in big games. The district title implications are obviously on the line, right? And both teams understand that, and we fully understand that. And I get excited about that. I get excited about that opportunity, and makes it fun to come to work, makes it fun to prepare, all those kind of things. It's just about the opportunity. And I'd always dreamed, 6 years ago, I took the job in 2017. Like I want to be able to have an opportunity to play in these kind of games, and that was kind of a dream back then.
Right,
And
right.
then now, it's kind of a regular deal, multiple times a year, and it's really exciting though.
And as a former defensive back coach,
Oh.
I'm excited about this game, and I know your defensive back coach is excited about this
Yeah.
game because we're playing. I think, it's not my opinion, but I've
Sure.
heard that this is the number 2 quarterback in the state.
Okay.
I'm not going to say who maybe I think is the number 1 quarterback in the
Right.
state, but again, we're talking the battle of number
Yeah,
1 and number
really
2
good.
quarterbacks, which means as a defensive back coach, as a defensive backs, your job is going to be you're not just sitting around trying to make a secondary tackle.
Right.
You're out there fighting against if you 2 steps behind.
Yeah, they run an offense very similar to ours. A lot of our same concepts and things that they do and have adopted. And so they're going to try to put stress on our secondary. As you mentioned, have really good quarterback, really good receivers. O-line, running back. They're really good. Defensively, they're super stout. Don't give up a lot of points. They'll make you snap the ball multiple times. And do a really, really good job of just kind of forcing you into a situation like that. So it'd be a tough game on both sides of the ball. Obviously, they make you earn it. They're coming undefeated. Arguably number 1 in the state, depending on who you look at or whatever. And that's exciting. But to your point, yeah, you'll be tested all night. You can't fall asleep in the stands because you need to be on the edge of your seat because something exciting is going to happen. Quite a bit in this game, just with just the nature of both the offenses.
Yeah. So we know about the quarterback. What else can you tell us about who are the players to watch on Deer Creek?
Yeah, they have a lot. To be honest with you, they're really, really good. On defense, they have really good secondary. With multiple players that have interceptions and just do a good job. And and they kind of similar to us. Like they're going to play really hard. They're going to get 11 hats to the ball on both sides and play their style of football, which is somewhat similar to ours, where they're trying to just get as many guys on the field that give extreme effort. And so you'll be able to see that on Friday night. And or tonight, it'll be a lot of fun to watch those guys, and I enjoyed those kind of games.
An interesting stat, because I know you love stats, but Deer Creek has averaged 396.6 yards per game, and that's according to one of the sources.
Okay.
Choctaw, 393.2. So very comparable offenses
Right.
within a few yards
Right.
here and there. Although, honestly, we've had such short fields this year.
Right.
We probably should have had more yards, but
Well,
when you start,
last week against Capitol Hill was our lowest output.
Yes.
We had 42 points and maybe 3 snaps of
Well,
offense. And didn't have really limited field, but we've had almost 500 yards of offense in every game and 600 yards against Westmore.
Right.
So we've been up there quite a bit as well. So yeah, it's a tough test for sure.
it's a tough test. So I'm excited about that. It should be the game of the week for everybody. I know people are going to watch it all
be.
over the state.
Have to be. Everybody's excited about it.
So super excited. And we're talking about this big rivalry. That's great. But your JV team, they played a lot Friday night.
Yeah.
What about Monday? JV and freshmen.
Yeah, Monday, JV still undefeated. Those guys are pretty excited, fun to be around. Had a win this Monday against Mustang and stay undefeated on the season. Freshmen have lost 1, and so they're having a great season as well. And I feel like just continue to get better and better and better. And so it's a lot of fun. You go out on Saturdays and watch Iron FC football, and you'll see gold helmets with the win. And you go on Mondays, you see gold helmets with the win, and Friday hopefully gold helmets with the wins too. So a lot of winning going on in Choctaw right now, which is a lot of fun to be a part of and very cool to kind of watch that transformation.
All right. So I coached against Deer Creek for a while. And so my favorite story is we were at a JV game, 8th grade JV game, and we had 2 delay games because we couldn't get a play in. And then we just yelled out, "Run right, just run right." And the coach across said, "Thank you." And then he apparently put in a defense to guard against left. and we ran right and scored. So that's one of my favorite stories of just that background.
Yeah,
What are some of your
good.
favorite stories about coaching or playing against Deer Creek?
Deer Creek. 19. Like we scored almost 70 on them in 19. That was kind of fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, bet.
If we can get that tonight, it'd be a lot of fun as well. But Deer Creek's a good team. I have a great deal of respect for them, and a good friend of mine is their defense coordinator, Steve Neal, does a fantastic job for them. Just a great human being, great family. And I enjoy that. But it's been fun just being able to coach against them, because it's always a good game. And it's always kind of back and forth, and they've gotten us a few times, we've gotten them a few times, and hopefully that series continues to even out more, and the way of the gold standard, as we continue to go. But I enjoy those guys, and it sounds like you have some play calls that I hear from the stands sometimes of run it up the middle or score the points. And to me, like, if I was a fan of yelling something, I would just cut right to the chase, just win the game.
Well,
Right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that to me would be the ultimate play call. Just win the game.
But it's so much easier to on third down to say, well, you should have done this on first down.
But sometimes you get run the ball, throw the ball, middle, tackling, block for them, all these kind of things. But to me, just the ultimate would be just win the game.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if I'm going to give a command, just win.
Yeah,
right?
just win. Yeah, no, but that's so much. Yeah, I mean, that brings up one of my favorite calls from the stand when we switched from the wing tee to the spread.
Right.
Just all game, run the ball, run, and we're throwing 2-yard, 1-yard passes.
Right.
Like, I mean, it is a run, and so sometimes people don't understand. You're running the ball all the time.
Right.
Are you not? Like,
Yeah, I mean, without
Screen
getting too
passes.
deep into it, it's always a numbers game, right? And so, like,
Yeah.
if we have numbers in the box, we're going to run the ball. If we don't, we're going to throw it. I mean, that's
Right.
just life. It's like people don't understand that. Anytime on offense, it's 11 on 11, but as soon as the quarterback holds the ball, now I'm 10 versus 11. If I hand it off and the quarterback doesn't do anything, now I'm 9 versus 11. So now they're +2, and so it's just always trying to negate box numbers and matchups and all those kind of things, and kind of what they're going to do. So
Right.
it's always like, how much you going to run, how much you going to throw it. Depends on what the defense is, right?
True.
I mean, we're going to take what they give us.
But in truth, your hitch screens, your bubble screens, your tunnel screens.
Yeah, people call them extended handoffs. I mean, it's old rocket sweeps from
Yeah.
flexbone days and all that kind of stuff. Just trying to get the ball on the perimeter and stretch guys out as fast as you can.
They're basically running plays, but if they drop it, it's incomplete.
Right.
Like, it's whoever came up with it back in the day is genius. Is like,
Right.
no more fumbles.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, so
Exactly.
I love modern defense. So this is going to be a fun game. We're
Yes.
going to have lots to talk about.
Yes.
And we'll figure out when the next show is, because we're going to have that fall break.
Gotta get it in. Stay on schedule.
We'll get it in. It's going to be a quick turnaround.
It
so
will be.
we might
Very
have
fast.
a limited
Absolutely.
edited ability
Okay.
on that one, but we'll do it. But really, I think we just need to play the game.
We do. We need to get started. I need to get to it right now.
And then we'll talk all about everything going on during the game, what's going on, what we think,
Okay.
what we think's going on.
All right, call those winning plays.
Well, definitely. I mean, I did call the first safety against who was that? Putnam
PC
City North. Yeah,
call another
I
one.
said
we need it. It was a good call. We need dial them up.
he's gonna. I looked that center right in the eyes because I got this great mid-dell vision source glasses.
That's right.
And I said, he's going to hike it over that guy's head. You can tell. You
Hey,
can tell by
call
looking
it
him in
again.
the eyes.
Yeah, call it again.
So we're hoping for some of that, but we're also
get it.
hoping for. I'm hoping for both teams. No slop. I want
Right.
to see the two best teams. But I
Absolutely.
believe the two best teams in the state
Okay.
to play their best, and I want everything left on the field.
Right.
I don't want it to be a ref thing. I don't want it to be a mistake thing. I want it to be they went to war, and
I'm with it.
we could see each other again.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
So, and
No question.
the only time we're going to see each other again, probably, if everything goes according to plan, is state championship.
Yep.
So that'd be okay.
Be cool.
That'd be cool. All right. So until next time, stay classy, Choctaw.